Welcome to the Alchemy of Ascension Season 4, Activation of Awareness, Well-Being, Intimacy, and Self-Mastery. I'm your host, Aila Sirona, and today I have a returning guest by a new name, Aila Sirona Miller. Welcome, Aila.
Thank you. Thank you, Shayla. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have you back. It's been since you were on the first season, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
Um, so before we jump in, I will invite you and everyone else to join us in a short alignment meditation so we can get present and really connected so that we're truly here to receive whatever information comes through today. And so I invite everyone to just start by closing your eyes, deepening the breath, tuning in to your heart center and the light within your heart. And feel that heart light expanding out around the chest to the golden light around the body. Bring your awareness far above your head into the sun and the central sun, and feel the warmth of the heart of the central sun. And now just bring that warmth of the central sun down through the ethers, coming down into the top of your head and spreading out into your body, bringing the golden light of the central source sun all the way down to the base of the spine. And then continuing down through the layers of the earth into the heart of the Mother Earth, the heart of Gaia, feeling that nurturing, loving energy, the divine feminine, and bringing that energy up through the roots as liquid crystal plasma into the base of the spine, coming up the spine to the top of the head, and then into the heart center where this line of connection from above, below, and within meets in the heart, creating a trinity of light, divine source energy, connecting us all to our heart center and to each other, and allowing an opening for whatever information is here for your highest good today, allowing focus and presence in this beautiful space of golden light energy. And with that, I welcome you to come back, feeling energized, open your eyes. And now I'm going to share with you a little bit about what Aila is up to in the world. Aila Sirona Miller, the Divine Light Activator, also known as Janet Miller, has been on the eternal journey of owning her divine light for the past 20 years. As the Divine Light Activator, Aila is assisting and supporting the current wave of awakening souls, stepping out of the 3D matrix and onto the bridge to higher consciousness. Aila hosts a mastermind group. She is the host of the Own Your Divine Light show. She offers energy sessions and other types of energy modalities, as well as being a soul divine navigator of the creation codes, helping people find and assisting them to understand the creation codes of their unique birth name. I'm excited to get into that. And Aila is also the co-author of the book called Women Let's Rise, which is available now. And so let's just jump right in to, I want to know more about this name change, because on the first season, you hadn't done this and you were known as Janet, and now it's Aila Sirona. And I want to understand, what does that mean to you? Where does it come from? And just a little bit about the background of your name.
Yeah. Thanks, Shayla. And that was a beautiful grounding. Thank you for that. Well, I've always thought of, I've heard so many people have magical names, and I've done the Oracle divine navigation studies, and part of that is to bring in your magical name, or you could change your name, because a lot of people shift their whole blueprint of their soul purpose when they shift their name. And if you're like I had, when I do the design navigation work and doing my own name, I had a clash. So a clash in my name kind of makes life a little harder. It does make your travels and journey harder. And, you know, like everyone, we've all had our challenges. So my mentor suggested it. She goes, Janet, are you ready? And I actually was, but I had no idea what it would be. I had not thought of it. I hadn't even given it a thought yet, because nothing really wasn't there yet, but I knew I had the clash. So she said, okay, just go there and just let it happen. So I just gave it to the universe. And I was doing something one night, just sitting in my meditation room, and I wasn't meditating. I was just kind of looking at my cards or doing something, preparing. And all of a sudden I heard Aila, and I saw the name. I actually saw it in my mind. I saw the spelling. I heard it. Well, I heard it a little differently. It was Aila, but then when we discussed it, you know, we went through the numbers and we worked through it. Aila was the way to go. And then as I was looking through, and Aila means it's got to do with the moon, and I'm actually a Cancer, so I'm a moon child. It's got to be, and I was always connected to the moon, because the moon, you know, is, you know, connected to our emotions. Being a Cancer, I'm a water-based, very emotional. I am a passionate person, no matter whatever way you get me. And so the moon was a great connection. So when I saw that Aila was connected to being around the moon, that was really, really resonated with me. And then I wanted a middle name. She goes, you can have 3 or 4 names. So I started looking through names and just sort of I knew names that I liked, and I wrote down a few, but this one came up, Sirona. And Sirona, I was, first I didn't like it. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, but there's something about it. It was such a strong name. It felt really strong to me. And that meant a healer. It's a Celtic name, and it's a healer name. Now, Aila is more from, I think, like Africa and that area, Africa and Egypt and those areas, and Greece, that kind of area. But Sirona is more Celtic, and I love Celtic connections. I have no Celtic blood in me that I know of, but I love the Celtic connections. And it's all about being a healer and healing waters. And of course, healer was how I started all this, going into energy work and going to healing school. So it just fits so well. And then the Miller had to go with it. It still had to connect. So then the whole thing shifted my whole blueprint. And as soon as you do that, then things in your life start changing. So, I mean, I did this after I wrote my book. So my name wasn't it wasn't my book, it was a chapter. So, but it was wonderful to have that experience. That was a dream. But the name was just powerful. And so I call it a magical name. Like, you can decide if you want to make it a permanent name. But right now I don't feel permanent. And of course, I've been married it'll be coming up to 44 years. And my husband said, I'm never calling you Aila. Because he just couldn't handle it. And I said, okay. So I told a few of my friends, and one of my friends really likes it. A few of them are like, really? You know, so it's such a different thing to bring through. But now my people in the spiritual world, everyone on my show, I'm starting to bring it in more and more. I constantly sign my letters. So I'm working into the comfort of it. And I do like it. See, the more I've heard it, the more comfortable it's getting. And I feel like I'm stepping into it. I just started, my show is in process right now. And I introduced myself as Aila Sirona. And I just feel like it's becoming more a part of me. So I'm embodying the energy of it more and more. And it's a great feeling. I don't know, it's just different. It's a different feeling. I feel lighter from it. It gives me like a lighter energy. I feel like I don't know, it's meant to be, obviously, because it's come through. And if I hadn't heard it like that, that wouldn't have, it wouldn't have been so, magical to me. But because I heard the name just come through, and that's how I heard my first business name as well. Transcendent Healing. It came through that way. I was guided into it.
I love that. And you know, it's parallel with my own journey in some ways, in that I received Washayla as my spirit name, or my I would say ascended name.
Mhm.
I was in ceremony on Lakota medicine woman's land with my shaman at the time. She was his mentor, and that was magical land. And I went into one of the medicine wheels with the prayer to receive my higher name, my divine name. And Washayla was given to me and I saw it. I had guides. There were Mayan guide grandmothers with me, but they gave me the name. I saw it. I felt it. I knew the meaning of it, all in that one sort of like a mystical, magical moment. And I knew that was my name. And in receiving it and claiming it, it would be reclaiming an aspect both of my soul and my purpose and my path. So I really relate to everything you're sharing there. I'm also a Cancer.
Oh, okay, that's right. 'Cause you just had a
Yes,
birthday, didn't you?
I did. I did.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Yes, the 5-0.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And also Washayla has Ayla, the sound in it, which
Isn't
I
that
thought, you know,
interesting?
lots of synchronicities there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is interesting. So I know personally, and I've had Washayla now for longer than I've been Washayla longer than I was my birth name. And I made that my legal name because I knew that I was choosing it for life. And I know the power in a name. Like, I really get that that was a choice to step into a higher aspect of my purpose and my being here. And so I know you do these soul design navigation sessions with people. Do you help people find their spirit name or their soul name?
I can, yes. I can
Okay.
help them. Oh.
Yeah, awesome. And so
Hmm.
I guess you also help people understand like their own, like their birth name as well, right?
Yes, I can help them do that. Yes, I've gotten the training now, which is really, really interesting, and it's powerful. It's powerful for people to do that. So, yeah, if people want to find out that they have a magical name, or if they would like to find a magical name, or a changing ascended name. I like how you said ascended name, because that is really what it is. And they can, I do that work. So it's just it's a great journey. It's really powerful. I would say before they even, they can go into meditation and start asking. And then we do the process with the blueprint. I take their birth name, and then I take the new name, and we work the numbers. And because you want to have the numbers to flow for you, and there's a lot to it, but it's really wonderful, because you look at all your challenges in your life, and then your spiritual life, your physical life, and we compare it. And there's certain things that you want to flow. So there's actually certain numbers you don't want in your
Mhm.
blueprint. And if you have them, we can work with that, because I had to do that, because I had the clash, which is I had two numbers the same. That was like, I'm a 12-3, 12-3 in my soul destiny. And the soul destiny is the culmination of all you're meant to be. And I had it in both my married name and my maiden name. So to shift my name into Ayla, it totally shifted my soul destiny in my married name, which is great, because I love my married name. I love the name Janet Miller, because it was so simple compared to my maiden name, which was such a long name. And now this one, Aila Sirona, is so beautiful, and I'm feeling it more and more. Yeah, I mean, you never know if I'm going to down the line. I don't know if I'll change it to a permanent name, but I have to use it more. I have to really keep
Yeah.
going. Like you knew right then and there. I didn't know yet that I would, but I love the magic of it, and I love the feeling that when I connect to it, it does connect to my soul more and more. So for other people, they will see a shift in their life, and it'll get them more in their path. That's what I find. It cements you more. I mean, my path this year has been a little bit more about me. It's
Mhm.
interesting, because last year was all about everybody and everything, and training, 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 and doing all kinds of things, and bringing all kinds of information to people. And it was wonderful and exhausting. but I loved it, you know. But this year was all like, I did not get that quiet, introverted time that everyone else is talking about that they got last year in 2020 when everything stopped, you know, dead stop. Well, no, you know, our work kind of went in another direction because we're here to support people. So we felt called to action, and that's what we did. And this year, I felt as soon as January finished, I needed just Janet time, our Isla time. And I've really been doing a lot of deep soul work, and I've done so much work for 20 years. And I'm like, seriously, I still have to do this, but we still have to do it because it is what it is. I know I had to keep connecting to core wounds, still working in it. It's like, really? But I know I'm getting there. I'm getting closer and closer. And it's so important to move into that, to release it all, to move into the fifth density, right? To clear it, to be totally free of this, nothing pulling you back into the old ways. And we're already there, right? We're already in 5D. It's just that we don't even, we're so used to the 3D living that we don't see it all, although things are shifting in our face. Like that's why everything is so much chaos right now, that it's shifting. Don't you think, do you feel that?
Yeah, you know, it's so funny, everything you're saying. I put out a video this morning that was all about the breakdowns, and everything that you're saying is like basically what I put out. I totally agree. Things are wonky in, you know, like I think it's all levels right now. It's almost like the wobbling on the axis, like the axis, the earth is shifting, the you know, which causes this multidimensional experience of like, just, you know, just to share with the viewers, getting on today was quite a challenge. I mean, I had, first of all, you don't even know this, Isla, but my printer wouldn't print. So I went to the chiropractor this morning and I asked them to print your write up. You know, which I could have done without, but it's a little thing, right? And then after that, it was the internet and the ethernet, and the lights on the modem started going haywire. And then, you know, getting my computer to turn back, all of these things. It was just, it's like, and you know, I say like the Heyoka, the multidimensional jokester is
Yes.
playing with us, and it's who we're being in it. Because if I got upset every time something went wrong right now, I know I would be so stressed out. Don't you think it's
Absolutely.
like it's
Absolutely. I mean,
leading us to something?
yeah, we've gotten to the point, and me too, I feel the same way. I used, you know, there's no sense getting stressed because we're in the unknown anyway. We're in the unknown. This is our journey, is to keep creating as we move. As things keep unfolding, we're creating new things. So we're creating this space for this to come in. We're allowing, because we're surrendering to it, and we're laughing, and the universe loves laughter. And they're like, okay, well, they're doing pretty good. They're very resilient. And this is my favorite word of the year, is resilience, because it's everything that we need to be right now. If you're not resilient, you're gonna crumble into bits. That's all I can say, because
Yeah.
there's so much stress in the world, and I feel it's really difficult for a lot of people, and I feel very badly for people who are, you know, really stuck in the 3D thinking, and really certain things I have to really be aware of, that all that you're hearing is not necessarily the truth. And we don't know exactly what that is, though. What is the truth? Nobody really knows. So all you can do is go in. All you can do is go in and be your own guidance. All you can do is go to your heart, take those quiet moments. And that's been what I've been doing, going in. I have another mentor I work with from my own inner journey. She calls it the Alchemy of Inner Journey. And I highly recommend it. And I know for me, I can't do it alone. So if I can't, I have to be ready for my clients. I want to be sure I'm ready. So we all help each other, right? We all have to work with different mentors to get us to where we need to go. And so to get to that next level, with all the chaos around, and, you know, if you have a lot of stress on you, I highly recommend you working with somebody, because it's very hard to get out of it yourself right now. I think it is anyway. From my own experience, for me, it was very difficult. I needed to get out of this because there was so much coming on. What is true? What isn't true? You know, all kinds of things around us, our families, our partners. What's everyone doing? We don't agree with each other. A lot of times things are doing, someone's doing one way, you're thinking another. The world is in a lot of choice. We're in a constant choice point right now where we have, you know, to look at what rings true for you. You have to following your heart. That's all I'm saying. Follow your heart and whatever you feel is right. And I know where mine goes. And and it was hard to honor some of the other people's because before it all broke out, I was telling people, don't, you know, things that I was finding out, but nobody was willing to listen because, you know, mainstream is mainstream. If you know, you have to be careful in the mainstream because this is where we're being tested for our sovereignty. This is all about how much do you want to own your divine light, which is my own program and my own work that I do. And, you know, I'm bringing in I have this program that I'm offering through your group called Birthing Your Divine Light. And it's my first program. And it was all my last year's membership. And, you know, it was a great start for me, helping people to start from the beginning. Like our first course was investing in yourself. So, you know, and then we worked through different things, and I just downloaded that. I didn't even like I just downloaded the titles, but every month, everything unfolded exactly what was going on in the world. And I was like, this is incredible. I mean, talk about synchronicities and natural flow. It was really helpful to people to hear what we were going through, to be part of it at the very moment. We were addressing things at the moment. And it was getting people to really feel part of a community and also to have that intimacy. No matter what was going on in the world, you had some grounding place to go. You had somewhere to share your fear or your worry or your stress. And once you share it, it's eased. It's just eased. And then you go on your journey. You've got to go in. You've got to really do it. Basically, I mean, the word is get to, right? You get to go on your inner journey because you're the only one who can really do that. We have to be guided to ourselves. But if you're stuck, and if you get stuck, it's really great to reach out. So that's what I've been doing for myself, because I know all this fear and stress, it lowers our immune system. I call these my personal pandemics. When you're in your personal pandemics, it's so great to, you know, look at yourself, you can try to work through it yourself. But if you find you're going nowhere and you're going down, down, down in the emotional scale, then you've got to reach out. You've just got to, because you can't get out of that neighborhood. You know, what's the Einstein saying? You can't
solve a problem at the level that it was created.
exactly. You got it. That's it. So you know, that's why I just feel it's so important. And I know all the time I've been doing my spiritual work, even when I was first in healing school way back in 2000. Every time I cleared things, my next client were doing the same thing. So we're like just a step or two ahead of anyone to clear the way so that we can give them enlightenment to what they have to do. And I always found that was the most powerful thing. And when I realized how this journey works, I'm like, wow, I have to do the work. And once I do my work, then I'm here to help others to do that same work. So this is what I've been doing this year. This has been my work again. So where it's meant to go, we'll know, you know, because it opens the doors for other things, for other people, and for myself. And it's powerful. It's just, I mean, I feel blessed by the journey we're on in so many ways. It's difficult as hell. There's no getting around that. But when you look at the gifts we're getting that to know what is true freedom. What is true freedom? That's a big thing. We talk about sovereignty. Sovereignty was like such a buzzword last year, the year before. And I kept saying, what is this word sovereignty? Well, it's personal power. And what's personal power? It's owning who you are. And when I created my show, Owning Your Divine Light, it was because I wanted to own my own inner essence, and I wanted to help others to own theirs. And, you know, I had never done anything like it, just like you. And neither of us have ever done anything like this. But it was so wonderful to get to know people all over the world, to connect. And it's such an amazing community of people in the speaker world and in the all the people who connect to you, they're your natural family. It's amazing because they're just guided. We're all guided to each other.
Mm.
And you know, this is, we're just seeing how natural things flow. And this is that freedom. When we look at the freedom in our world, this is the natural flow of our lives when we're guided, just synchronicity, and we follow it. You don't always have to follow it, but if you do follow it, you may be surprised. You may not agree with it, but if you take the chance and you follow it and say, you know what, I have a little pull, but I'm not sure. You go back into the head. We'll go down into your heart. Ask your heart, get out of your head. That's your little ego protecting yourself and telling you, you know, no, no, you've got to stay safe. No, tell them, thank you very much, but I'm going here, and I'm going to go to the true brain and me, which is my heart. And then it'll help, you know, it'll guide you to where you go. That's what I keep doing. That's what I recommend to everyone. And that's what's been working for me. So doing the blueprint work is also very exciting. The divine design navigation, it's really, really powerful. People get beautiful um, information. It's just incredible, the information you get in this. I was blown away when I first did my own, because it just put together, you talk about your challenges and all the different things in your life, and then you talk about your physical ones, your spiritual ones, and then your talents and your gifts. How do they all come through in your life? And you don't really realize that some of the things that come so natural to you are your gifts. You take them for granted. And when you look at it, you realize, wow, these are gifts. You really can, you know, our life is so much simpler than we think. We complicate everything. Humans are so complicated, and we're very distracted. So when things get simple, we think it's not important. We like the complicated because it looks important or expensive. It looks better, you know. I remember buying a very expensive purse in Las Vegas. My first time I went there, I went, oh, I spent $150 on this purse. That was like ridiculous, right? And this purse fell apart in like 3 months, and I was shocked, because I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to have this for years. It fell apart. So it just showed me that this doesn't mean anything. These expensive things don't mean anything. You've got to be grounded in what you're doing. You've got to be, I mean, you get to be, you can choose to be. I'm choosing to be doing this work, and, you know, doing it again. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I have to go here again. I'll turn over my cards. I love to read these certain cards, and I get core wounding again. I still haven't finished my core wounding. Okay. All right. Give it to me. Where do I have to go? So then, you know, I've been working with this. I help people through these things myself with my different programs. And, you know, I just find it's been a powerful year for relaxation and quiet. Like I said, I didn't have it last year. And so coming into yourself and to have the quiet time to slow down a little. I haven't slowed down a ton, but I've slowed down more. Definitely. So it makes a difference. I feel better. And we have to keep our immune system up. We definitely do right now.
Yeah, for sure. I want to talk a little bit more about, well, resilience and core wounding, because those really are things that are up for, I mean, for everybody on the planet. I think, you know, the word resilience is great, because it's not that no matter how much work you do or how much you raise your frequency, it doesn't mean things are never going to go wrong. You know, it's even enlightened people are going to be challenged. So it's really about, how are you going to bounce back? Who are you going to be in the face of challenge? What is your attitude and way of being when these things show up? And this is what I've been really like just given huge servings of lately, is who, yes, there will be breakdown after breakdown after breakdown sometimes. Who are you going to be? And what are you going to do about it? And it really does lead me to the core wounding, which I call in my program excavating the dark seed, but it's
Yep.
the same work, right? It's like digging down into, like, where did this come from, and why does this keep happening, or what is this program or pattern that I'm repeating in my life? And
Yeah.
what I found is that for me, once I clear it, once I truly clear it for myself, then I get to be someone who clears it for the community and for the whole human race and for the planet. And I think that's something to be aware of and acknowledge how important it is to do that personal work, because when, like you said, when we clear our own stuff, then we can help others do the same. And even to a global, even to a galactic level, there are
That
programs
is,
and patterns to be
yeah.
cleared out there.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
You're absolutely right, and that is the truth about when you do the work. You're helping everything, because your shifting is radiating out, because we're all connected. We're all connected energetically, so it is radiating out around the world. And you people maybe not understand that, but that is a powerful knowing. I mean, you can literally, we can change weather. We can do anything. I mean, it's amazing. I know that I've done that. I know I've done it because I've focused on certain things. I mean, you could say it's coincidence, but I've certainly had the intention, and I've seen things shift. When you start saying, oh, there's going to be either a tornado in the area, which we don't have many here because I live in East Coast USA, Connecticut, by the way, and you're an East Coaster too. I keep forgetting. It's so nice to find one. There's not a lot of us around here right now, but I mean, they're here, but you don't always get to meet them. And we have tornadoes once in a while up here in the Northeast, which is very unusual. And so they're right around here. There was actually a couple go through about 2 weeks ago, but we missed it. Like it didn't, I could see the trees bending but we didn't get anything bad. And I just said the prayer, it shifted, it left. It didn't really, come full force. I did something once in Hawaii when Hawaii was having a tsunami warning. And my sister-in-law was there. I focused on it. I prayed. I sent energy to it. And she said, and I was watching the waters as I was doing this. I was literally watching it on TV. And I saw it shift as I was shifting my mind. So, you think you're imagining it, but I really believe this is the truth of who we are, that we are so much more powerful than we know. And as you know that because you've had so many miracles. If reading your book, I know your book so well, and that you have gotten so many experiences. And so the same with me. I've gotten experiences that I didn't always value, but I'm like, no, these are really big. And I've had some pretty interesting experiences too. It's just sitting and meditating. I remember a few years ago, I had this amazing heat download coming through me. It was so hot, scared me to death. I was like, oh my God, am I going to burn up? It started to hurt. So I was like, okay, ease this up, whatever. But I was burning off, clearing. It was powerful. It was powerful. And I had never felt anything like that before. And I said, wow. And I did a drawing of it after because I had to do something to express this thing I did, that I went through. But we go through so much. So when you're doing that, like you're saying, whatever work we do for ourselves, we're helping each other and we're helping the planet. It just keeps resonating out, radiating out. Resilience is key right now. We have to be resilient. Be prepared. I will say right now, people should really have extra food and water in their house. There's a lot of things going on in the world, and there's a lot of talk to have extra in your house right now, just over this period of time for the next few months. Make sure you have at least 10 days supply, because nothing may come out of it. Who knows? But yet, be prepared. You don't want to be caught off where you can't get to a store. You can't go into a store. There is nothing in the store. So that's just something I'll put out there right now, because it's been said and said and said. And I've heard this for the past year, but right now it's coming up at a higher volume in different areas. So I would highly recommend that to people. And that's just a physical thing, because we all need to have our physical comfort, because without that, that's our base. That keeps us grounded. And then from there, we can work on ourselves, the inner work. Like you said, the inner journey is the most powerful journey we can ever take. And it's so important to honor yourself and to realize that there's so much more you're going to learn about yourself when you do that. I mean, I love journaling. I journal. I do automatic writing. I recommend that for everyone. It's in my course. You can, there's something I have called the love letter. You can check into that. That's kind of fun. That's my first one. And then you know, just sitting, and when you write the words, it makes it, the universe really hears it. It's almost like now you've made the commitment. This is my commitment to shift, or this has come out and I'm willing to let it go and let it go. And it just has, you know, writing is better than typing on the computer because it's your energy. It's your own flow of energy. I find I always have to write it out. I can't sit on the computer and type. I don't know. Everybody's different, but that's me. I have to handwrite. And I find that it works a lot. And it really helps me to be connected to what I'm saying, feel it, to really be in the emotion of it. And don't be afraid of your emotions, because emotions are key right now. You have to feel it to really clear it. So if you need to cry, even if you need to scream, even if you need to get a plastic bat and beat a pillow, making sure it's one you don't like, and do it in a quiet space. Let everyone, you know, people are gone. Just go out, give me my space right now. Or you could go sit in your car and scream and yell, because you just go to a quiet area, because people might think you're crazy. Although a lot of times people think you're singing or whatever, or you're talking on the phone now. So really there's a lot of cover for things like this if you really need to release things out of your system. But it's important to get the emotions up, to feel the true emotions, and to allow it to really grieve whatever it is you need to grieve, and then get it out. And when you do, then you are, now you have made space for new. As long as you create that space for the new. It's so, see, we're all clogged up. That's our problem. We're all clogged up. We really are.
Speaking of that, I wanted to ask you, you said you were on an 80-day, is it metal detox? I want
It's
to hear
middle,
about
it's brain,
that.
it's spine. Yeah, it's an amazing detox. It's pretty gentle, I would say. I've been very thrilled that it's been gentle, because I've never done anything like this. And I've been on this detox physically. Well, it's because everything around us, with all the talk of everything, the spike protein, whatever you want to talk about, all that stuff, just to keep yourself really clear, and it keeps your immune system up. It's also given me a lot of brain clarity, and it's working through the whole body, the whole body. I can feel shifts in my mind. I can tell that I'm getting more clear about things, because things I couldn't remember before that were cloudy is coming back really quick now. And my body is clear. And I also do something else. I have a frequency device I use now called a Solex, an AO scan. And between these two, I've been doing the detox. It's through a group called Des Bio, which a friend of mine works with, and I can recommend that to people. And then I have my own device called the Solex, which is it's a scalar scanner. It's a frequency scanner, which I haven't even talked about a whole lot, because I'm still using it on myself. But it's amazing, and it's a phone. But you can own it, or you can have a, uh, a session with me, and it's really beautiful, because this is what I started with in January, to tell the truth, was my AO. It's called an AO scanner, the process, but yet it's through the company called Solex. And if anybody wants to talk to me about it, I would love to. I'll have to send you that link as well. I don't think I did, because I wasn't really talking about it a lot yet, because I was using it to get to know it myself. But it's been powerful, because it's frequency work. It's literally like a frequency MRI of your body. It literally goes through all your organs, and it goes through all your chakras. It tells you your emotional state. It tells you your physical state. It goes through every single part of your body, right down to the DNA. And it's amazing. It's amazing. And it has a whole list. I mean, it's like pages and pages. And it's simple to read, because it gives you red or green. If you're in the red, you got to, you know, it shows you numbers. You can be this level or that level. It shows you where you need to improve. And when you use these frequencies, and you use them 3 times a day, they're 12 minutes a session. You just sit with it. You get the frequencies. If you take a session, we do the scan, you get the frequencies, and the frequencies you listen to with your earphones, and it clears your mind. It aligns your chakras. It brings you into so much more balance. It releases so much stress. I will tell you, it's an amazing process as well. So I've been doing a lot. I keep forgetting how many things I'm doing right now. But that is really another powerful thing I've been doing besides the detox. The AO scan is, I use it every day. And it's 4 frequencies, and it describes its different notes and things. It says what you're depleted in. So it quickly tells you what you need, because we do something called the inner voice. the vitals, the comprehensive, and it totally scans the whole body. It's really wonderful. And
Wow.
it's quick. It's quick. You can get a scan done within, I mean, if you get the full scan, it's about an hour, and you're going to get all the information just sent to you by email. You can do it right on the Zoom. You don't have to, there's no more, nobody does things in person very much anymore because we really can't. And although the world is shifting a bit better now, but it's really a powerful system as well. So frequency is important right now. I mean, I know there's so much around us, and frequency can shift us even quicker, because this is the part of us that we're learning to tune in more and more. And it's just an amazing shift. And it's beautiful because you can look at patterns. If you choose to like buy the program and own it yourself, it's a device you're going to have for the rest of your life. I have to say, it's something you don't have to go to a doctor half the time, because you have your own built-in device. It tells you things. It even tells you when to take your, you can download your vitamins, your supplements, any medications. It'll help you know how many you need that day. What do you need to take that day? You don't need to do that, because we all take too many things. We all take, I mean, I don't know about you, but I love my vitamins and like I do, the detox has been very powerful as well. So I'm doing that. The frequency was first, and now I'm doing the cleanse, because I knew the metals was important as well, plus the brain clarity. So between all of those two things, I'm feeling better and better. But it's getting me to the core of parts that I thought I was done with, and I wasn't done with yet. And so that's what I recommend for everyone. We're all, our journey is, we're all sharing the same journey. So my steps is just an example of what works for me. And if and then I offer that to others, because what I'm doing, what else can you teach people is what you're learning and doing yourself, right? Whatever we've gone through, we share. And that's our learning. It's our teaching. It's our natural teaching. Besides, we've gone to schools and different things like that, but that was our base foundation. But now it's really just, I think it's your guidance, your divine light, your inner voice that guides us.
Yeah, there's so much wonderful frequency and scalar remedies out now. Sound frequencies, light frequencies, photon energy. It's so
Exactly.
fun
Yes.
to
And I
watch
know
these
you do
things
something.
show up
Yeah.
more and more and more. And some of these things have been around a long time, and we're just starting to hear about them on a larger scale. So thanks for sharing about that. That's
Yeah.
really
This one is
interesting.
new. This has only been around since probably a year or so. It's
Hmm.
really brand new. So it's kind of exciting. It's like people talk about med beds. Have you heard about med beds?
Meg beds.
MED,
Oh,
med
med
bed.
beds. No, I
Yeah,
haven't.
they're the future. They're already being used in the military areas. They help people. They literally can, rejuvenate people from the dead. I mean, there's lots of things they can do, but we're not allowed to have them yet.
This magnetic or
I
med?
don't know. It looks like what I've seen pictures of it. It's a bed with a big dome over it. And there's they use them I know they use them in the military. I hate to say it, but probably secret space program. Those kinds of things. But they are around, and I've heard that we're not going to get them for 100 years, which is really sad. And I hope it's not true. So we're going to shift that. I think we should get them within the next 5 years, because we're ready. It changes, and we don't need to, you don't see it's going to change face of medicine. Big pharma is going to be unhappy totally. Because you
Yeah.
don't need it. You don't need it at all. I mean, you don't need it if you do the work, like we're sharing the different things, like the Solex and the Desbio and our own the works that we do, the spiritual work, all these things that we're doing for ourselves. We're not going to need these. That's why it's breaking down. That's why they're falling apart. I think that's why all these things are coming up and showing us that we don't need it. It's all been shown that it's just here to not do what it says it's supposed to do. And what we're doing is the other side. It's the other side. I mean, I'm not saying you never need a doctor. Who knows? We don't know yet, do we? We don't know anything. So I just keep my mind open, and knowing that right now we still need doctors, we still need certain things. We need a lot of things at the moment, but we also have an alternative such a compliment, and to me, I find it more helpful. I find it much more helpful for me. As you raise your frequency, these things I think we're naturally guided to.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. And they will find you too. Those things, like for
Exactly.
me,
They
like,
find you. I wasn't
yeah,
looking for any of these when they
yeah,
fell in my lap. I was not even looking. I'm like, really? And, so it's exciting what's happening in our world. Is, when you're looking at the positives, like all these new things we're learning about, that there's so much coming forward for us.
yeah.
And what's falling apart out there is okay. Just let it happen. We're going to get through all that. Everything's it's all for the better. They just keep saying it's going to get better and better.
I believe that.
The
Yeah.
best is yet to come. That I believe that line. I really do, because it's not just a political line. It's also I think a true line of, what we're meant to have, because we've already gotten to a point we're not supposed to get to. I mean, I was just listening to Cryon today talk about we're moving into such a high level. We didn't even know we would get here. Like when you talked about the earth being the wobble, it's like we're right in the middle, like that we had to get to the center of the universe right now. That's the what do they call that? I can't think of the right name right now, just flipped. But we're in the center and we're starting to move through that. So that's why the light coming on the planet is huge right now. It's just enormous. And so it's shifting us, and it's shifting us physically as well as mentally and emotionally. And that physical shifting can be really painful. I mean, it's not easy. It really isn't, because no one has ever done this before. As human beings, no one has ever made it this far. Even Atlantis never made it this far. So we're really doing much better than we realize. Just keep all the distractions at a minimum, and work on yourself and keep your inner light glowing. And just if you're stuck, reach out to a mentor, reach out to anyone that attracts you. Whatever is leading you, follow that guide, because you may be surprised where it's going to take you. You would, I've done so many things where I like, oh, do I want to do that? Oh, I don't know. But then I'm like, well, if I don't do it, I'm never going to know what was meant for me. So I just go through it. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I would have never seen that. I would have never imagined this. Like even what we're doing now. I took this on 3 years ago, and I never imagined to meet all the wonderful people I'm meeting, doing this kind of work, meeting people from all over the world I get to work with. I mean, from everywhere. There's nowhere you can't reach doing this kind of work we do in this with this
Summits and podcast and
yeah,
yes.
all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
The
Mm-hmm.
media, this version of technology, that's the word I'm looking for. And it's just so powerful. I have a lot of gratitude for it. So like you said, you have to say you're grateful for all this stuff, no matter how glitchy things get. I had a terrible thing happen to me when I was doing one of my interviews. I told you about that. I couldn't get this person to come on for anything. We finally started doing it about 9:30 at night. I don't think I finished till 11. Oh, it was a long day. But you know what? It was wonderful, because I said, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. So don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on anyone around you. If you don't agree with them, pray for them. Give them positivity, because I know it's hard sometimes. I've had the same challenges, but I have to step back and go, I have to honor their sovereignty. I have to honor their choices. So, okay, you can honor them. You don't have to agree with them, but take care of yourself. Do what you need to do for you. Take care of your inner light, your inner life. Keep working and take care of your body. Your physical body is your vessel. Without this vessel in top shape, we don't get to do a whole lot. So that's the most important thing, is really physical it's amazing how much it affects you. Once your physical is not working, nothing works. Nothing is as easy.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the truth?
Oh my gosh, so true. Yeah, we got to take care of this and bring the light here in
Yes.
order to have a greater experience of being alive. And, like I always tell people, we're here for such a short time in these bodies. Why are you trying so hard to get out? Like, we came here, this is a unique experience. We're going to get out anyway. Like, the
Oh, of
body's not going
course.
to last forever.
Right.
So enjoy it. Let's have fun in it while we're here, and not just be so fixated on, the people that think ascension is just about being out of body. It's not. Embodied ascension is being in And I know you and I have the same understanding of that. Let's be embodied. Let's be grounded. Let's be present and be here now. It's a blink in time in the grand scheme of things. So we get to have this journey, and everyone else gets to have theirs. And some people, I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and one of the things that was mentioned is that some people came here from higher dimensions simply to experience suffering, because in their dimension, it doesn't exist.
That's right.
So those people are going to experience suffering, and it's not even the light worker's job to rescue them or save them or stop their suffering. That would be interference. So to know and respect, unless someone comes to you and asks you to help, to intervene, to assist, maybe that's not the right path, and to give the effort, and to put our efforts where they're received and where people are looking for that, rather than stepping in and trying to fix things that maybe don't need fixing.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with that. And yeah, there's so many things that we don't realize that's going on in the world. It's so powerful that you just said that, because yeah, we come in with our contracts. That's what we do. Our birth name is our contract. We tell it to our parents through the ethers, and we send it to them, and that's how they bring your name in. And it may not come in perfectly. That's why now we're learning we can shift it and change those numbers. And you got your name shifted because you knew you had a higher path, but your parents gave you the first one, which got you to the next level.
I have a
And
funny story about that. When I was 3 or 4, my mom told me that I told her she named me the wrong name. Like,
oh,
why did
that's
you name
great.
me that? That's not my name.
That's so
And I was on
great.
a quest to find my name. It was a pretty name, but it wasn't my name. And I knew it even at a very young age. So,
That's so interesting.
and
I
she
know
said she knew she named me the wrong name too.
oh, how interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
my name was really a derivative of my mother's, so it was like little Jeanette.
Mm.
So I was laughing because my dad, of course, named my brother after him, and it was very traditional. And I was like, okay, well, at least it wasn't exactly her name, but and then but so yeah, I think that's so powerful to know that as a child. I don't think I knew that. I don't think I ever knew that, but I knew I wasn't from here. I knew that. I knew I was a star seed way back then. I knew I wasn't meant to, I had something else to do. And the people I was with, like my parents, I always thought that they were just aliens. I'm like, how could I have possibly been with them? Because I thought so differently from them. But, I understand that they were here to bring me on my journey. They were here to bring me these lessons that I needed to learn. And they were brave enough to step up. Because when I was in Egypt in 2005, we did a meditation we were we were in Edfu, and we did a meditation right there. And the woman, it was only 8 of us. It was a great group, just small. And she said, go just see what comes through. So I did the meditation, and they were my parents. She goes, who's going to come through for you? I had a huge entourage of people, but my parents were right in the middle, and they were smiling and beaming at me. And they never looked like that. So I was like, wow, they're really here on a different journey. Then I realized they're really here to help me, even though it never felt like it, But how powerful these things can happen and teach us that our journeys are here, and no matter how difficult, because we asked for this, we asked for to bring it through, like these people who asked for the suffering, they wanted to experience it. We asked for what we needed to learn, and whether it's empowerment or how to be loved or whatever it is we brought in, we're going to get it in a way we didn't expect because we were doing it in duality. And now that we're moving into that higher light, we're learning more and more about who are we, and who are we? What I think we are is love. We're love. We're always been love. Like someone said to me yesterday, we come in as love, then we learn that we're not really love anymore for a while. And then oh, nobody loves me. We go through the whole thing. And then you come full circle to the part of, do I love me? And that I am love, and that we're part of God and source. It's like, it's this huge circle of light of all about knowing that we're love. It's an amazing understanding. And I knew when the first time I realized, when I was in my healing journey and I had my first few clients, and I was thinking, I got the download. We're God. We're God. And I would say that, and people would be like, oh, because they didn't hear that in 2002 or 3. they were shocked. They were like, oh, no, 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 that's like blasphemy. And I said, no, 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 you're a spark of God. I mean, they said it that way, you know, but yet God is love. To me, love, it's not a person with a white beard in the sky. That's so old. And I can't even believe people still think like that. But I think that there are people who do, but we're love. We're all meant to be love. And, you know, the Beatles song, all you need is love. And all you are is love is really what it should be, because we are love. And we're meant to just share that with each other.
Beautiful. That's a gorgeous note to end this segment on. I love that. We are all love, and we are all the embodiment of the divine. So before I let you go, I want to make sure that everyone knows that you do have a free gift offering on ownyourdivinelight.com, and that is your free guided meditation and weekly emails with magical tips on how to create the life you love. I am just so appreciative of everything you've shared, Aila, Janet, and all of who you are. I think you're just beautiful, and I enjoy our time together so much. And to everyone else, thank you for your presence. Thank you for listening. Namaste.
Thank you.